I got a problem with you.
I got issues with you too.
It's always me versus you, bro.
If you got a problem, holla at me.
We just need to talk.
I don't want no conversation. Talk about what, man? Talk about what?
Let's talk
Just
like
talk like
men.
men. Talk like men. Good to be here, right? Versus is coming up, man. Really big for the culture. It reminds me that I want to ask you, I want to ask everyone, right? What would have happened if Biggie and Pac talked like men? Very important for us, black men in the culture. What's your thoughts on Versus, man?
Versus, man. It's my favorite one was Snoop versus DMX. Right?
Okay.
I dig the verses. Some of them is cool. Some of them not so much for me.
Yeah.
But I like the whole concept of it. But yeah, they had a lot of fun with it. They honored each other. They gave each other flowers.
Yeah.
And they actually DMX, rest in peace DMX.
For sure.
They actually rhymed each other's bars. Like DMX was spitting all Snoop bars and everything like that. My funniest one was Manny Fresh and Scott Storch.
Yeah. Okay.
That joint was crazy, and of course Fab and Fab and Jada.
The love was surreal with Fab and Jada, right? Just to build on that point, man, what was it? Gucci and Jeezy, man, right? That was my favorite one because hearing all of Jeezy's old music was my thing. I ain't really with him now, but his old music is I love it, and just the message between them two, right? Going through what they went through, people dying and all that stuff, just to come together, it's great for the culture, right? As well. Gucci was dripped in Gucci. He got to deal with Gucci, for a matter of fact. So why not be? He's personified Gucci man. He is
He
Gucci
got to deal
man.
with Gucci?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
I don't know
didn't
if it's still active, but I definitely read about it before. That he's still going. You know, just to touch back on Pac and Biggie, right?
Right.
It's so crazy. Everyone's always thinking about that versus going down, and that was truly the first versus East Coast versus West Coast. Man. You feel what I'm saying?
If you calling that a versus, that shifted the culture for sure.
Yeah.
That was something else to see. And versus is not supposed to be that. I get caught up in it being that. Like I was telling you about Nori and Beans.
Yeah.
I get caught up in it being a battle rap. It's not supposed to be about that.
Right. What is it supposed to be about?
It's supposed to be about your best 20, or as Reese would say, your best 11. Because if you got 11,
right. You win 11, you win. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to be. Actually, I think we as a culture shifted every other week or every other battle.
True.
I think we determine. We say no, it's not supposed to be about rap, but then it's supposed to. Oh, somebody went into the songs they wrote.
Yeah.
Oh man, they went into the songs they produced.
Yeah.
Oh man, they went into this, they went into that.
Yeah.
But I think I wanted to touch on what's some of your favorite Jeezy joints. You said you was a Jeezy guy?
Yeah, it's his first album. That was just classic. Just for the moment, what was going on with me, trying to be Pablo Escobar in the streets. It was just...
Pablo.
I was trying to be Pablo.
And he was talking that talk.
He's talking the talk, man.
He let you be all the Pablo you wanted to be.
In my mind, right? You know what I mean? Thank God I ain't, do nothing that harm myself or my family. But that music he was making for everyone at that time, first of all, it was a different sound, right? It was a different sound because the tone and the sound from anyone from down south, it was like, for me anyway, I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't listen to no West Coast rappers except for Kendrick because his tone is a little East Coast, the flow, the
Even
rhythm,
now?
the rhyme.
No
I'm
West
never
Coast
listening
guy?
to Game. Don't ask me about Snoop.
Right.
I don't care about NWA. I don't. It's just not my thing. First of all, because back to the point, Biggie and Pac, that was a real thing for me. Okay. My age, it was like you better not say no West Coast. So I got I got so stuck in that verses. Yeah. I was like, I know who I'm riding with, But sadly, the way it ended in that fashion. But I was just in it, and that just transcended to Jay. Right, Rockefeller taking over. Right, your man Nori, Beans. You know what I mean? They didn't stamp that yet, but who you got winning?
Beans, Nori and Beans. Yeah. That's hands down for me. That's not even, to me, it's not even close. Like he talks about banned from TV, and he's the top boy, but he must have forgot about Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, talk to him. Look, tap it in. Yeah.
It was interesting when Little Mo was on his show. And she was like, when they play Feel It in the Air, it's over. He was like, well, I got sometimes I got
listen,
all this
man, I'm so stern on all entertainment, from basketball to football, but just to speak on rap, I don't care about anything Nori said. Right. I don't care about his old tracks. I don't care. Even banned from TV. Nori, you don't even own that track anymore after what Lil Wayne did to it. You're done. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Dipset is coming up.
But hold up, before we get off Nori, I don't want to believe. I don't want. That is my guy. Like. So I was kind of raised on a War Report, right?
I
so
don't know what that is.
That was one of my theme. Some of my theme music.
Yeah.
The War Report was it, but that's a duo. But my fault. But yeah,
no, you good.
No, Nori. His Nori album, I love Body in the Trunk.
Okay.
I love my life. I think.
Okay.
So drugs, my life.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be a sweep. If this goes down, Beans is not gonna go in there and wipe him off.
I just think he got more. I just think to me, Beans has more. That's it. I think Nori got some joints that like what.
Yeah.
Joint was crazy.
His
you know
production.
What I mean? Yeah, his production was better. And
is
people,
Beans allowed to play What We Do Is Wrong?
And that's the thing. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, them joints anthems. Like, he got anthems. He got joints that you play that joint around here, you might, man, look. To the sun go down.
Right.
No, but you were saying the one that's supposed to be coming up now.
Yeah, that's the one everyone's trying to fathom if it's going to happen. Yeah. Nori and Beans. The one that's happening.
Actually, they did say it's going to happen. Noriega confirmed that he confirmed with Swiss and Timberland that it's going to happen sometime in sometime in August or September, but not exactly. But yeah, the one that's actually coming up for sure.
Down. Dipset, and the LOX.
I got the LOX.
I got Dipset. LOX don't stand a chance because of Sheek Louch. You're done. I'm very stern, man. You're done. I don't want to hear anything about Sheek Louch ever.
So who all you got for Dipset?
What do you mean who I got?
Yeah.
But you might like
is there anybody from Dipset that you cancel out? Because I agree with that.
No. Yeah. Freaky Ziggy can't come.
Come on.
Freaky Ziggy can't come. Hell Rail can't come.
Right.
J.R. Ryder can't come.
Right.
It needs to be Jim.
I used to like J.R.
Listen, I did too on the mixtapes.
Yeah.
It needs to be Jim. It needs to be Cam. It needs to be Jewels. I don't need nobody else up there. Right. I don't need it. The culture doesn't need it.
The culture doesn't need
it at all. You know what I mean? I wonder what they're going to have on. I wonder if Dipset is going to dress like Dipset from back in the day. You know, with the jerseys.
Yeah, big shirts.
Yeah.
Big tees.
I hope the LOX don't dress like how Puff had him dressing. They automatically lose.
I was gonna say Dipset should come out like that. Mm-hmm. Like with the shiny suits on, because that's what the LOX actually said it's about. The same thing Reach touched on earlier, and you touched on that it's flashy and fashion versus gritty. You know, gangster.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I just don't know nobody who more gangster than Ghost.
Right.
I don't.
He's a vegan gangster.
Yeah. Like and then Jada got the bars. He on the He doing pull-ups on the bars, and he got
he got both bars.
Yeah, so
he's
you know that, right? You ever seen Jada get it in?
I just seen him.
Okay.
I just seen him. But Jim he's really the guy.
He all right.
Yeah, I'm talking about as working out.
Oh, Jim Jones?
Yeah, he's in his bag.
Okay.
He's definitely motivated a lot of people to get in shape.
Okay.
What he's doing.
I know he does the weather report.
I don't look at it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. No, he's seriously. He's in his bag.
He gets it in. Okay. I gotta check that
working
out.
Yeah.
So he records it and all that. Like
yes,
they show.
Sir.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
I definitely gotta make note of that.
I just I know LOX got classics, but Dipset, I'm biased.
Yeah. Wow.
Shout out to our boys. I'm culturally biased, right? Because back to that moment, right? I think music has a lot to do with you personally in that moment, which what Dipset did, what they were symbolic about in that moment.
When was that?
And then that ran right into Paid in Full. Come on, I still say B. You know what I mean? What year was that? I'm not good with that. I guess 2000s. It was definitely 2000s.
Okay, but you man, Paid in Full. So you tied to that. I might give it Dipset, but I still got the LOX.
They ran that right into Paid in Full. They had a clothing line.
Right.
They were the culture. Nobody was more cultural than them. What they did.
Even though they had the machine behind them, they got gagged, they got jerked, but they still had the machine behind them. They had the Benjamins, man.
Who? Who's the
top 5 dead or alive. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, I know he says he might not be, but I got the locks by. You know what?
It should be good. It should be good.
The way you framed that, right, was how it feels about you, how it feels to you. Music is personal.
Yeah.
So if it was something going on, while that was rocking, I can understand it. Because I'm the same way about. I would say that's why I kind of retracted on Nori, right? Because I was like, well, wait a minute. I remember the War Report.
Yeah.
I remember what I was doing.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean? I couldn't.
I don't remember the War Report.
You know, I had to strap up before I left the house. I had to do all this other stuff based on the War Report. But
so when you listening to that, it do a little something different.
Yeah, right. It goes with my flow. Same thing with Rakim. Same thing with same thing with Redman.
It's just not music now.
Right. Nah.
No, like what you talking about, I'm living. Right. You know what I mean? It's more so like I'm the rapper.
Right.
You the whatever. Right. Like you know, I'm really living.
Yeah, I'm living that. It's a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack to my life.
To my life.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, but I still got the locks. And I know they were saying around the park, they were saying certain areas was Dipset and certain areas was the locks. I didn't know about that. So who do you know that whole separation? Do you have the,
I don't think it was just the park. That was really Philly. Because I was in high school when it was happening at that time. That was just all of us. They were with the Dipset did. It was so cultural for all of us. The big T-shirts, the jeans, the boots, the do-rags. Back to your point, is just like, no, this is the soundtrack of my life.
Right.
It wasn't just music. What they was saying, they was gangsters and gentlemen, but truly the locks are, styles.
Okay,
but that's man, it was all inclusive what they did for me, what they did for everybody though. It wasn't just rap. It was rap, fashion, sports. They was there. I mean, they just gave KD just got a chain. Cam just gave KD
a Dipset joint.
Yeah. After what he did for Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they actually switching it up. They actually doing it in the stadium, Madison Square Garden, right?
True.
So it looks like Versus may be transitioning into I guess the world as things are opening up. So that should be an interesting look. Y'all going? You going?
Never.
Okay. But no, you touched on a huge thing, man, and what the music in itself did for the culture, right?
Yeah.
What it did for you personally.
Yeah.
And I think it ties to, it's very personal.
Yeah.
And what it does for you. But some of the things that are that happen in certain neighborhoods are really, really it touches on some of the things that are happening in music. And so you talked about the clothes. How much of an influence the way you dress? I think you talked about that. Did you try to dress like anyone in particular?
Are you talking about Dipset or anyone in hip hop?
Yeah, in hip hop. It was like
hip hop runs the world.
Okay.
Right. People always say, right, is hip hop does this for the culture. Hip hop does this. No. Hip hop is culture. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is. They move the needle everywhere, from sports, entertainment. So whatever is in hip hop, it's going on in the world. So yes, from when Dipset was moving, my T-shirt was a 5X, right? My jeans, they made us wear Nike boots. Ain't nobody never wear Nike boots. That was a New York thing.
Right.
That became a whole. That was from East to West Coast. Everyone, you
I know that.
You need your Nike boots.
Yeah.
I ain't wearing no butters. You're going to wear butters 3 times.
Right.
I'm wearing the Nike boots. And then, and another example is Kanye. Yeah, I had a blazer on, all low.
Okay.
True indeed. So what I see in hip hop, as far as what I used to see in hip hop, right? That is culture. How you dress, how you talk.
Right.
How you act.
Right.
It all plays a very huge part, man.
Right.
For me, in the 2000s.
No,
I don't know about you in the 90s.
No, even in the 90s, man. You talk about Grand Poobah, Jabot Second Baggy, Tommy Hilfiger Top Gear. You know what I mean? I remember that. That's a bar that I used to dress by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My man Rush used to always wear the Tommy Hill and Jabot's. I didn't even know what Jabot's was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it didn't even come to light until years later.
True.
You know what I mean? Russ was shopping at Strawberries and Clothier.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Strawberries and Clothier?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like, yeah, what are you
doing?
Buying low stuff, buying rugby shirts. And they didn't necessarily have to be a certain way, but it was Grand Poobah. You know what I mean? Same thing with Redman. I think I talked about it before. I used to think I was Redman.
Right.
No doubt about it. I used to wear a little fro. Couldn't tell me I wasn't from Brick City. Rakim. The parts. I had the crazy parts. I think my man Craig might have cut me one time.
Yo, I just seen something with Rakim, man. They were saying how Will Smith stole his entire flow on Summertime.
Yeah.
Right?
Because people asked.
No. They said he stole everything. Like that was Rakim rapping.
No, people thought he wrote it.
Wow.
A lot of people thought he wrote it, and he cleared it up, and he was like, yeah, he definitely the cadence and all that. It was. Right. Yeah.
Again, hip hop is culture.
Influence, yeah.
It is culture. So when Will Smith made Summertime, it was like, I'm not just talking to Philly. I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking about the essence we should have in the summertime. Nice breeze, shade down. We should be living, loving, enjoying life.
Right.
But he couldn't give it to us like him. He had what he had to do. He had to dig inside the culture. No matter how much it was Rakim, that's the culture.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Culture, hip hop is culture, man. I mean, Luke Fiasco, one of my favorite rappers, right? Conscious rapper, woke rapper, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
He had me riding the skateboard.
Kick push.
Yeah. Twice. Never tried it again. I just couldn't get the balance. But
no, I got you.
I mean,
it's a heavy influence.
Not just what you wear. It's how you think. It's how you act. It's what you do.
So what you think about Jay's bar, Scarface the movie, did way more than Scarface the rapper to me. So he's basically saying...
I had to think about that. Give it to me one more time. Go ahead.
Scarface the movie had way more of an effect than Scarface the rapper.
I was about to say pause just now when I said, give it to me one more time. Goes back to my point, Dipset. They made up pause. The pause game been going on for 3 decades because of that. But my fault. Jay said what, though?
Scarface the movie did way more than Scarface the rapper to me. And that wasn't the only thing that happened to me. So, and then he talks about...
Yeah, not for me.
No, but I'm talking about in general. I'll say in my era, again, there weren't many rappers were trying to be like the gangsters.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm tripping. Scarface the movie did more than that.
Scarface the rapper.
1,000%. Right. Yeah, I'm tripping because I'm like, yeah. Yo.
Right.
You know, he made being a gangster cool.
Right. And that story, even though he died.
Viciously.
But he was still glamorized.
Viciously.
And people wanted to be that, even though he died at the end of the movie.
Not for me.
Right.
Speaking of generalities here.
Right.
He made doing coke.
He's still alive.
He made doing coke decent.
Right. He's still
from
alive.
From what was in the movie.
Yeah.
The coke, him doing the drugs, the drinking, it got him the women.
Right.
It got him the plug.
So the dying at the end really don't mean anything. Because the highlights was crazy. Because he dunked, he shot the 3.
Listen.
He didn't win the game.
Listen, the dying at the end should have been the biggest message in the movie.
Right.
No,
I agree.
This is the end result. You ain't leaving out of this doing all this being the man.
All you gotta do is
this ain't Ghost.
All you gotta do is tweak it a little bit and you won't die.
This ain't Ghost. This ain't Power. You're not about to take down 5 cartels and be with the CIA. No. This is the end game.
Right.
You're not just getting shot. You're getting ripped in half.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah. But that was a very true bar by Jay, man. So, Jay, how do you feel about Jay when it comes to not just culture, but just him, Jay versus Jay, right?
Right.
Jay versus Jay.
Okay.
What Jay do you like the best?
Well, I like the Jay now, of course, because of who I am now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's 444 Jay is my guy, because I'm 444E.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like when I was growing up, the things, the motivations that he had, the different, I liked his bars and I liked what he was everything he was talking about, flashy, doing his thing. But yeah, I think I would say I almost evolved with Jay. I wasn't wearing no big ass button-ups. I did wear button-ups though. I didn't wear the big jerseys and stuff like that. I wore jerseys before, but I think he's a extremely heavy influence on I guess some of the dressing and definitely a motivation to get money even now.
He's a billionaire. You know what I mean? He dropped out. Shout out to LeBron. He's a billionaire now, or made $1 billion, whatever. Whatever.
With basketball alone, I think. They were saying, right?
And he's not done.
Right.
And
just getting started.
But check this though. Jay. How much did Jay influence LeBron? Right? Soon as Bron came in, Jay scooped him right up. Right? And now look, LeBron, Jay used to be his big homie. He probably still call him big homie. Nah. We here, bro.
We kind of equal. We kind of close.
Yeah.
I think Jay is on a different stratosphere though, but
from everyone.
From a lot of people, not on of course not on the Waltons and all
nah,
that. You know what I mean? But as far as entertainers,
no one's ever gonna
entertainers.
But for me, Jay versus Jay, it was, I would have to agree. It would be this one.
Yeah.
It would be the 444. It would even Holy Grail. It was different. It was different what he was giving you. It was different what he was saying. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But he doesn't resent what he used to say or what he used to give you.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a difference. I'm not on a track talking about the club and calling chicks bees and all that. No,
right.
Get a wife and do it right. You feel what I'm saying?
I think he might have had to do that, John, too, because I think things were in turmoil. You know what I mean? He had to lay a couple things down.
True indeed.
And be like, listen, he talks about it being extremely important. He even talked about how in the unpredictable. What's LeBron's The Shop?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about how that was life. Like he was a hustler. He talked about one time being at a video shoot and having on a bulletproof vest.
Facts.
And he said that wasn't wasn't costume.
No.
He had a bulletproof vest on, and they were like, okay, come on, let's take a picture. Not let's take a picture. Oh, go grab that bulletproof vest.
Not let's go grab this and make you look gangster. I'm really living this life.
He was like, it was a war.
Yeah.
It was a war going on.
100%.
So
100%.
So to be out of that, and that's so relatable. You know what I mean? The things that you were in back in the day is just how you live, and you know he's transitioned from that, and he's on.
That's the eras, right? The 2000s versus the 90s, or even the 80s, right? Whereas though you had to be a certain way doing a certain thing to stand on what you were saying. Fat Joe, Terror Squad.
Right.
No, they was really a terror squad. He really put work in.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus now, you go get little Flamingo Bingo. He's probably from Pluto, doesn't know anything about anything, but he can. But I hate to say his name, but Tekashi 6ix9ine. This is not going on in the 80s and 90s. It's not being allowed.
Not like that, but it started off as people reporting what was going on in the streets, and kind of like what I'm gonna reference Reese again, like Dapper Dan and his explanation of when he was selling the clothes. So he had a direct tie to New York and Harlem.
Yeah.
So who had the money?
Right.
The dope dealers had the money.
Right.
The rappers was broke.
Right. It wasn't cool to be a rapper.
It's some rappers now. It's some rappers now that still own some money for some of them Gucci sets and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, to your point, rappers was broke. So, and then also the same point that you made, before he was rapping, he was buying the stuff from Dapper Dan, Fat Joe.
Right.
He tells stories about that well before he was a rapper. He was getting money. Then he became, now the getting money and gangster guys became rappers.
Right.
So now the money, they start to have money now, and that's when the tie started to turn.
That's a beautiful correlation, because people make it seem like Dapper Dan wouldn't be dapper without the rappers.
Right.
No, it was the rappers went to Dapper Dan to get dapper because how he was dressing up the drug dealers.
Right.
Where you get that Louis from?
Right.
You boy got he got a trench bubble leather Louis jacket.
Listen.
I need that. And you got to pay how you weigh too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now them signing bonuses is going to Dapper Dan now.
Yeah.
You know?
He
had a building. They had a 4-story building before they shut him down and all that.
Look, he was making bulletproof hats.
Come on, man.
He was making bulletproof hoodies and stuff like that.
They
was heavy, but they was I read his joint. That joint crazy, man. And one of the Supreme Court justices now were one of the she was in law enforcement before, and she was one of the ones that shut him down. And he tells I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she was one of the ones that shut him down. But Dapper Dan got some crazy stories, but he has the direct correlation between, like we was talking about, Harlem being flashy. If you want to talk about Dipset versus Locks, Harlem being flashy and other parts of New York being hard.
Really quick, right? Let me throw something at you. Just your own opinion, right? What happens? Do you think it'll ever happen? And if it did happen, what would happen if we infuse the different cultures? So if we go NSYNC versus Boyz II Men, Christine Aguilera versus Mary J. Blige. Well, not Christine Aguilera, Adele. Adele versus Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
What do you think? Who wins? Who comes out on top? Justin Timberlake, do not sleep on Justin. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
I mean, but what do you, when you say for me, you know, I'm already there. You know, you can pick the ones I'm gonna pick, but for the world,
yeah.
And that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
The world told you the story. You know what I mean? When the world bought them albums.
Yeah.
You know?
Because isn't the thing about the most hits?
Right.
Who got more hits than Adele?
Right. But if you and so when you get into that, you talk about people who cross cultures.
Cross culture. Okay.
So they kind of embrace them all. I think Justin Timberlake crossed over all. I think Boyz II Men went across all. I don't think they stopped at one or the other. I think they went across.
Shout out to Rick Rubin. He was one of the guys, the originators of crossing the culture. Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Run DMC, and the rock band. Right? Who was the Rock This Way? So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just.
Was it? Am I saying that right? Aerosmith was rock.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just knew it was Rock This Way. Yeah, and it's crazy. I was a kid. Don't know nothing about that side of the culture, but I didn't separate it though.
Right.
When I heard that, I wasn't like, oh man, I ain't trying to hear this white music. I didn't do that. I was like, this is different. This is a different sound.
Well,
listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say too loud. That it was better than the original John. I'm just. It's better than the original John. I'm saying it's better than the original John. Gave it more funk, man.
Remember early on, that was the problem with hip hop.
True.
Right? Because it was crossing cultures. Yeah. Because it was going into those neighborhoods that they didn't want them to go into.
Now, you got Jay doing tracks with Coldplay. You got Kanye doing tracks with Coldplay. U2. It's what it is now.
Right.
Some of Jay's greatest tracks to me was on Kingdom Come. It wasn't typical hip hop rap music. Beach Chair.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was next level.
That's really when he started to change his message.
I think he was the first one to do a whole album with a rock group, if you will.
Yeah.
He did a whole joint, and collabo with them.
Yeah. He's always chasing the money, but you know, but also he was chasing the money, but he was changing the message.
Right.
I don't gotta just talk about bang bang. I don't gotta talk about the drugs, the cars, the clothes. I don't gotta do that. I could talk about something completely different that. You go back and listen to Holy Grail, you still don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
I know I don't.
Right.
I try to listen to Holy Grail. I'm like, what is Jay talking about? I don't know. I can't pronounce some of the artists he's saying. I don't know what he's talking about. But it makes you think.
Right.
Right. Back to my man Lupe and the Kendrick and the Coles. The message is so much better and it's so much. It's so important. That we got to stop, not me and you, but we as a culture got to stop downplaying Lupe's a nut. I ain't trying to listen to Cole. Listen, I'm walking through the park and, all right, bro, you want to listen to Jeezy all day selling crack?
Right.
You know, like, I don't.
Right.
I don't want to listen to that, especially when you lived it.
Right.
And when you seen it and you see what it does to your community. Why would you got to change your mind.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely have a huge thing with that. I think we've been conditioned to separate. We've been conditioned to minimize each other. Black excellence you can't minimize black excellence. It comes in all different shapes, sizes, and forms.
Yeah.
Some of them are rich, some of them are poor. You know what I mean? Some of them tall and short. Some of them light skin, dark skin.
Right.
Some of them like hip hop. Some of them like country music, and that's the thing. Like we've been some of them are young and some of them are old. We've been pinned against each other, like you said.
You talking about the Willie Lynch letter. They could Google that. I'm not being funny though. Light skin, dark skin, young, old.
No, but that's the thing. We hate. I'm telling you, when I was coming up, I didn't like the guy that was had degrees and stuff like that wore a suit.
But you did like Public Enemy and KRS-One.
Right. But I'm talking about as a person. I would hate on a guy with a suit. I would hate on a guy with all these degrees that's going to school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was okay. And we get into these tribes of we got to learn how to love each other. And I know I talk about that a lot.
Yeah, no, it's important though. Yeah. Question though, is KRS-One, is he the originator of conscious rap? One of them?
I would say one of them. If not, yeah, PE, definitely KRS.
Public Enemy, is that conscious rap? Public Enemy.
Yeah, I mean that was commonplace when they came out.
Police though, that ain't.
NWA.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't say that's conscious rap, but Public Enemy, they had a message.
But in a sense, it is though. In a sense, it is. What? Even though they saying fuck Public the police, Enemy? Right? NWA. Even though they saying it right, and it's coming off vigorous and belligerent and just rude and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it was conscious because they were beating them up. Yeah. They were fighting the power.
We hear where it's coming from. I'm not telling you go out there with a Black Lives Matter flag and kill people. I'm saying, and I just use that as a reference branch because it's symbolic, right? But what they were saying is, okay, listen, man, you want to do this? Well, we got to do this. You forcing me to do this, right? So it all is inclusive with the message in hip hop.
Right.
What's the message you get from hip hop? Right. What's the message you get from these rappers? Because it plays a huge part into what you do, how you feel, how you dress, and all of these things.
Right.
Yeah, but that was like the only rappers I was allowed to listen to growing up. Public Enemy, KRS-One.
I feel like they skewed that message.
Tribe Called Quest too. Yeah.
Huh?
I said Tribe Called Quest as well.
Tribe, I would say Brand Nubians. I would say.
Oh, you digging in?
They
Brand Nubians.
Yeah. They had.
Go back
a
though. You was about to give me something. You was about to get a world something. You said
they skewed that message. They made it seem like it was evil. Like they saying F the police because of the things that they were doing to them.
Yeah.
If you dig into Fred Hampton and Black Panthers, they made them look like they were evil.
True.
Even maybe worse than the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But heavy metal's fine.
Right.
Bring the bats on stage. We're gonna bite the bat head off, right? I want you to go find Bruce Wayne so I can bite his head off, drink the blood, throw it in the crowd, and we're gonna do all. Oh no, that's great.
That's good for the culture.
It's good for their culture.
Right.
And I'm not saying they're racially. I'm saying they're particularly to the genre. Whoever's in the heavy metal, that's good for you.
Right.
Whatever that's symbolic for. But for us, it's like, no, we don't. I'm not eating no bats, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I wonder did they blur
I'm
out,
not even eating a bat.
I wonder did they blur out the words for them? Were they censored? Like remember how we had parental we had the stamp on our records and stuff like that. I wonder was it the same?
I don't think so.
And I don't know. You know what I mean? I think everybody shared that piece, but that went away. There's nothing filtered anymore. Everything is jarred out. You can do whatever you want to do on TV.
Right.
You can
social media.
Yeah, anywhere. And that's what I feel like has a heavy influence within that message of music, right? So it's more what that person is doing.
Okay.
Even if you talk about the music, whoever's music is more what they're doing, what they're doing after it. If you talk about AR, you know what I mean? Like he was talking this, then he actually got locked up for it.
Yeah.
Right? So
he got 90 million years because he couldn't conduct himself like a human in the courtroom.
Right.
He was looking at 10 to 15 years.
Right.
But since he was in the courtroom showing no empathy or sympathy to the victims, right, rocking back and forth, and this is documented from the lawyers.
No, because he had to be.
You got to carry that. You can't unplug from that.
Right.
You in the Matrix.
Right.
You can't unplug from that. Whoa, what? Come in here with a suit.
Right.
Say yes sir, no sir.
Right.
I'm ARAB.
Yeah.
You listen to what I'm saying?
Right.
You know the message in my music? I'm saying gangster's the way to go.
Right.
No. Promethazine, all of that stuff. Coke, crack.
And I think they making more money, and that's Reese again. But that's they're actually make the money before they get into it now. Before they get in the rap. So they got the bag, they get in the rap. Now they go through a beef, and they got remember what it might have been Biggie or Pac said, make sure you got the money to go to war. Make sure you're ready or something like that. So they ready. They ready to do whatever.
Shout out to Cole and like Savage 21. Because,
21
I said I always do that. I always do that. But shout out to them guys, right? Because they definitely pushing the narrative. Don't take no money. Don't do it. Meek too. Don't take the money.
What you mean?
Talk about
Don't
take the advance money.
The advance money.
Don't take it.
Right.
Because it's literally like you're signing your soul over in a way because because the debt you're going to be in, you're not going to be able to get out. Especially because music's changed now.
Right.
With the whole streaming things, it's not about record sales. You got to sell. Your album has to stream 1 trillion times for like one record sale. It's crazy. I know I'm exaggerating, but but people need to understand that exaggeration.
A quarter
is
of
true.
a penny. Yeah, nah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe less than that.
Back in the day, Best Buy, Tower Records,
right.
even though it was I don't know. I don't know if it was the same. I know back in the day it was like albums was like $13 and they was maybe getting like $2.
But it wasn't the same. It's not the same in volume though. Streams is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Streams is on millions. You know what I mean? Like so
Billions.
it's not the same in the way that they're delivered is a little bit different. I don't know exactly how much they were making off a CD.
Yeah.
But it was as fast as they could produce them.
Yeah.
All you got to do is put it out there and everybody
it's the streams, and when it's about the streams, guess what goes hand in hand with the streams? Social media.
Right.
I need a following.
Yeah.
So the message has to be a particular way. Now, it's like they've dehumanized hip hop, man.
Yeah.
They have. There's no morals. There's no. I ain't gonna. I love integrity, but it's just no morals or principles to what you should do, can't do, and how you should act. It's just like, no, it's like, go out there and do the most craziest shit ever. Because when you do the most craziest shit, you're going to get, oh, wait a minute. Okay, you got 35,000 likes. Great. Yeah, keep that going. Keep that going.
So, and that's what I would combine that with the message and them. Like, it's all in together. Like you said, like their presence on social media. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
And also their music. So I wouldn't attribute the shift or the change and the acceptance of it just from music. But I think it's the access to everything that we have in the world where back in the day, we didn't have that immediate access to Redman. We didn't know what he was doing yesterday.
So
we didn't know he was doing
it wasn't easy to obtain that message from him.
Not just the message, but how he moved.
Or just him.
Yeah, just him. Yeah,
right.
you have access. Anybody you listen to now, you can see them immediately.
Right.
You know if he killed somebody, you know if he did this, if he carried a gun, you know everything about that person. Before, it took a little bit, it might have took a while for you to know if he did anything that was wrong, that rapper or singer or whoever that was. It wasn't an immediate correlation. Now, everything is right now. Like you have access, immediate access to anybody you want and how they roll. And they can give it to you. Like before, it was more regulated. Like even if we wanted to put something out there, they could cut it off or they could stop it. Now they have total control over that.
Right.
So that's where.
Well, let me ask you this: so you're a '90s guy.
Okay.
And I'm 2000s.
Right.
Was the message with the people you was growing up with? Was the message how much different was the message from then to now? With my era.
Yeah, and that's the only.
Okay. Is it a difference?
Yeah, and that's the difference, like the access. I think you had different rappers that were doing different things. You had the backpack rappers, you had the underground rappers, and you had the mainstream rappers.
Right.
And they were delivering a message. I don't know that anybody delivers the message that's being delivered today.
A lot of people think that hip hop today. The message in hip-hop today is killing people. A lot of people think your era, the message was get money.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I say you had a balance.
Okay.
I said there was a balance between it all because I know for sure I can pull up some people that was killing people.
Right.
You lift weights, I lift light-ass nickel plates.
Right.
And that's again, not to the level they doing it now, no. You know what I mean? I think today they might be talking about somebody they just murked or something like that. I don't know. I thought that was something about trap or drill. Drill music,
trap music. It's all it's a roller coaster ride. So just be careful where you go on it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And so I don't listen to it and I haven't heard it and I don't know, but I know when we had that show and we talked about drill culture, drill music and drill culture. The actual youth that we were speaking to said that they were just reporting
what's going
on in the streets.
True.
And that hasn't changed from the beginning of time. Like hip, hop, hibbit.
Yeah, I know.
White Lines Go Away. Curtis Blow, whoever that is, it's always been a message. It's always been like a reporter of what's going on to the streets. But It has shifted, and again, I'll go back to that. It has shifted to, whoever has the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they got the bread, they can, and you're not confined by a record company anymore. Yeah. They don't tell you what to put out anymore.
No matter what, right? The message is there. Any message you're looking for is there, right? Let me bring this together for you. Gentrification, right? You have a community, right? When it's a hood, people killing each other, right? Food deserts, right? Redlining, can't get a mortgage, all these things inclusive, right? When it's the hood, it becomes gentrified. It's a community now, right? The same old lady who couldn't walk to the store who was black, right? Possibly get shot, get robbed. It gets gentrified, and now the white lady could walk to the store with 3 dogs, 2 cats, and 5 Starbucks cups. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
Hip hop, right? You can find rappers. Jay even said it, right? Buy your mom hood back. That's it. You find rappers that talk about this. You find the music. They talk about this message. They talk about the gentrification. They talk about stocks and bonds. The message is there.
Right.
It's not sexy. I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening to Lupe. He's on the skateboard. I can't relate to that. Bro, I looked at you grow up your whole life. You can't relate to Jeezy either.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, shut up.
Yeah.
The message is there. We gotta find it. We gotta embrace it, and we gotta uplift it. We got to.
So it's in and you speak about this a lot. The framework.
The framework's back.
Is how we delivering it. And we need to do more with hearing directly from them, I believe. Like understanding what exactly it is that they're going through. Because just like I said, I don't listen to certain music, and I can remember when our parents used to say, that's trash.
True.
That's noise. You know what I mean? In the same way,
it's garbage.
And it's garbage. But they're going through a much different time. If you think about everything this generation is going through in this past year alone. Whether it be COVID, whether it be the election, whether it be watching a man die on TV, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On top of all these things that we're talking about, the music or whatever else.
Again, find a message. I believe J. Cole made a song about suicide. These kids are committing suicide. No one's talking about it, though.
Right.
These kids aren't, to your point, they're not loving themselves. Well, first of all, because the message in music is not about love. It ain't about loving no damn body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's about you coming out, right? You gotta look a certain way. You gotta dress a certain way. You got to have the guns. Right. You need the guns.
But it's everywhere, though.
True.
It's not, and I know we
talking about music. It's
just not
hip-hop. It's everywhere.
You talk about Instagram. Yeah. You can't, I don't know if you knew this, but they have a filter on Instagram now that tells you can limit the amount of sensitive content that you see. Did you see that?
No.
I
try my best to get in and off Instagram. Drop some notes. I get out of there.
I'm talking about you can go onto your Instagram.
Okay.
You can go into your account, and it says see less sensitive information.
Yeah.
And what sensitive mean is all relative, right?
Yeah.
Like it depends on what it is that's going on. I mean, sensitive might be something about me. Like something a message that I want to get out, and that if they claim that's sensitive, that person's not going to see that anymore. So sensitive is all relative. But I'm just saying they have filters to do that. But my main point was that
we need to censor the music. Seriously, the music needs to be censored.
How can we censor music when people is literally having sex on TV?
Yeah.
Like why are we censoring the music? Why ain't no morals no more?
Right. No,
it ain't no
I ain't
filter.
mean laugh, but right.
No, there's no filter on anything anymore.
Right.
Like you can say what you want, you can do what you want, you can everywhere else. And then when you want to bring something different and change things around, they're against that. Like if you want to, put some truth into things, that's what they filter. That's what they're against. Right. So it's again, I think I don't want to. I agree.
Yeah.
That it should be filtered to the extent that we need to filter each other.
Let's end off here. I got a question for you, right? Let's end off here. I think I'm done. I'm just because seriously, because thinking about it is like it's reinvigorating some trauma, and I hate it. You know what I mean? Just thinking about where I came from, what I see is just like, How is the message in music right now the deterrent of why it's so much killing going on?
Right. And I personally, I think it plays a part.
Okay.
I think it plays a part. I mean, it has to. And I would like to, I want us to have a conversation with the youth. I want us to have a conversation with a shooter. I don't know a shooter, and I'm serious.
Right.
I want to have a conversation with somebody that's in it to get a better understanding, because we gotta find out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I gotta know, is that it? Is it truly the music that got what, almost 600 bodies in Philly right now?
I tell you, you gotta find a message, and this is the last thing I gotta say. You gotta find a message, right? I got one of them little things in the house, them little speaker things, the speaker box, whatever it's called, right? I got one from Amazon a couple months back. Portable speaker, okay. Right? Bluetooth it up, right?
Bluetooth, yeah.
And maybe the past month or so, J. Cole, Kendrick, I'm just mortal man. I listen to that. Gina's been listening to it, right? She said, I like J. Cole. I never knew this was his message. I was like, he's the guy. She was like, oh, now I see.
Right.
And I say that because the message in the music was a healer for us, right? No one knows, right? We had a miscarriage about 2 months ago.
Okay.
Huge, traumatic experience for us, right? And just to see her going through that, for me to see what I'm going through, acting like I'm not going through it,
sorry to hear that.
Broke me down. Thank you. Broke me down. Broke her down. But as we're going through a miscarriage, we still got 2 kids in the house.
Right.
Right? As well, Roman, the doctor said he was a miscarriage. And then Legend came out with shoulder dysphoria. It's a lot when it comes to our children. So this was like the tipping on the iceberg. Broke us both down. Listen to that J. Cole, man. I'm telling you, J. Cole was like it snapped her eye to something.
You remember specifically, like, which joint? Love Yours, or I don't know.
No, I think it was. I really think it was Love Yours.
Because the one message in that is, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours.
Bars. But what that did was it made her. First of all, Gina has already shown and has had a huge spiritual transcendence, right? Her spiritual wake has become so much better. It's made mine better, right? And then going through that, we had to dig in deep, man.
Right.
We had to dig in deep, and I wasn't listening to certain music. I wasn't listening to any music. I was listening to J. Cole and Kendrick, and that was it. And so was she. You see us now, man. We working out. Right, health is wealth. We holding each other. We holding each other accountable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
super love.
That's my point. The message is there. You gotta go find it. And through that music, through just Cole's message, the Lupe's message, the Kendrick's message, the Jay's messages now, how Jay loves Beyonce and how he's made that Pharaoh now for some people.
Right.
We should have been loving our women.
He said.
You know what I'm saying?
He said.
But yeah, I'm sorry. It was there, and I was there. I gave it to you though.
No,
it was there, and I gave it to you though. Cause, it's like when I said, I'm done, because the trauma, I thought about that.
Right.
And us going through that, man, I seen Gina dig in and find a different Gina. You know what I mean?
And how couldn't you build off of that?
It made me find a different mind.
Yeah, how couldn't you?
You got to.
That's love.
So guess what? I don't want to hear about crack.
Right.
I don't, man.
No, but you know what we all need to do? We all need to sit down and talk like men. I say let's talk like men.
Let's talk like men. That's it. That was bars.